what am I expecting? These lower averages, okay, could come up and kiss the 200 on Bitcoin. Okay, but does that confirm this? Absolutely not. Okay. More crypto gains. What's going on, guys? Today we're talking TA. Yes, technical analysis in its simplest form by the rule of averages. So I am going to discuss today why I am still sitting on my stables and I'm not deploying capital yet. It's staring you in the face, and I just kind of want to go over ETH and BTC. So let's go right into it. I know as of the recent, there's a lot of bullish people on crypto Twitter, and you're seeing a lot of talk, oh, the pudgy penguins are mooning and blah, blah, blah. ETH gas fees are up and things seem to be moving again. Now, that may be the case, but the question is it time to buy? Now, I'm not telling you not to buy. I'm telling you what I am doing. So let's look at this. So I've set up some moving averages: 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, 200, and 350. So let's talk about ETH first. So let's go back to the previous bull run. Okay, and basically the lower the averages, the quicker you're going to see turns of events, basically when something's happening, right? And what is the one thing that you can see immediately in this chart that just jumps out like a sore thumb? That is, number one takeaway: convergence. Convergence of the averages typically means you're finishing a consolidation period and there's going to be a major move. So you can see that basically all of these averages converged here around November of 17. Now, some people are going to say, well, you missed the first leg. That is true to a point, okay? But for a major move, okay, you just have to use some common sense. And the common sense is that when these averages converge and they all align parallel with each other, you're likely to see a major move. So when should you be paying attention? When is the pump really a pump? That is when there's a big point or dump point of convergence, and then you look at the earlier indicators, and then later indicators confirm which direction it's moving. Okay, so I mean, you had a decent amount of time to get in, and you can see that these averages all converged, all lined up parallel, meaning not crisscrossing, none of this craziness in here, and you had this major move up, and then you could see the earlier averages, like the 10-day, has this sudden change in momentum, okay, and then we went down, and then we really went down in this area, and then it was kind of messy, and then this is where you can get faked out pretty easily because of all this mess. Now let's take that and apply it to the last run up. So here's your consolidation period, the crypto winter, just a bunch of crap and stuff. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make money in these ranges. A lot of people are around you, they're like, crypto's a scam, it's a Ponzi. And they just don't understand the network effect and how networks move and the value of networks. So you can see we had some convergences. Now look at that nice tight convergence. Okay, and then it explodes out like a fan. Okay, and then we had a little pump. This is a little pump. Okay, now I'm not saying that price movements can't happen. When you see a tight convergence, it's likely to note a bigger change of direction, up or down. Okay, So then you can see, once again, in 20, we had this convergence, beautiful. And all of the lines, once again, are lining up in parallel, okay? And an important part here is they're moving above the 350, okay? So let's look at the 350, that's black. Okay, so you can see the lines should be stacked in the order of the time period, okay? And that's how you know it's a very strong move, okay? So you literally had months to get into this. So, you know, if I was trading per se long term, I would wait for a beautiful confirmation like this. And, you know, some are going to say you're going to miss that first move. Yes, you do. But, you know, if you got in this like month or two, you still had a very nice run up. You had a run from like, what, 200 all the way up to $4,000, okay? And now, typically, these convergences on the upside look a little prettier than they do on the downside. So you could have lost money here, but once again, you see an area of convergence. But more importantly, longer term, you have this drop below the 350. So basically, all my lines flipped. So, you know, that was a decent drop, but you still could have sold with a lot of profit. So what is the takeaway from this? The takeaway is these major moves typically give you plenty of time to make really nice cash. Now this is over a long period of time. You know, this bull lasted a year, okay, which is insane. You could have sold, you could have threw darts and made money, okay? All right. So that is ETH. And now, well, let's talk about the current situation. We are still, see how everything lines up? And now everything is the opposite, okay? Even if we change and look for stronger moves, change out some of the time frames, 350 doesn't show on there. It's just not time. It's just not time. All right? But once again, we're gonna have those little baby pumps, okay? So I'm not saying, but look and notice that everything is aligned, okay? And it's still going down. Now, this turn could be, you know, it could be something, but, you know, I'm still not a believer that this is a strong, and that's another takeaway from this video, is I'm looking for a strong confirmation, okay? Strong confirmation. So let's go over to BTC. BTC, it's got a longer time frame, someone like Bittrex. Let's see. All right, Bittrex. All right, once again, let's hop in our time machine. Let's go back to 17 and give this a look. Man, 17 was a great year. Sitting around Thanksgiving, talking about all the money you're stacking. So once again, you had this crab, and see how everything lines up once again. Now, you could say that the 350 is out of skew, but the reality is for strong moves, confirmed moves, these lines are going to have to be in descending from the 350 up. And as you can see, once again, October, November, December, January, you really had a long time to get into this. Like, this was crazy money from Bitcoin. And see how all the lines are lined up? Okay. And then the blow off top. Now, when you get a blow off top, these lines are going to be skewed out a little more. But as you can see the pattern, this is that overlapping loop pattern for the downward spiral, okay? And that basically is an indicator of this down move. Now, you see how in the smaller time frames we had another convergence? That's why it's important. and that's telling you it's another impulse wave down. And then we had another convergence, impulse wave up, all kinds of messiness. But once again, okay, you see this starting to pop up, things starting. So this 200 going over the 350 is definitely a strong indicator. And then you had the lines lining up. So if you fan these out right there, you know, you've got a nice set of moving averages. Now, some people got shook out right here, okay? That's where you have to be careful. But then, once again, we had the reconvergence. So you basically lost that run from 5 to 10, okay, 2x. But then you got in at 10. I mean, it doesn't get much more beautiful than that. And then the thing just blasted off out of the sky. And then we had our double top instead of a blow off top, okay? And then you can see that 200 kissing the 350. 200 is blue, 350 is black, and the 200 death cross, and then shawammy. Now, once again, you got your convergences. You have to watch for these early turns, okay? But even if you would have sold at 47,000, you made bank. And also keep in mind the direction that these lines are. Let's go to the weekly. Okay. So now looking at the weekly, it doesn't look good. Okay. It doesn't look good. You could say that these lines, basically the lines are all showing, okay, what is that? The 100-day is turning. Okay. It is negative momentum down. Okay. Again, I'm not saying that we won't see a pump, okay? But look at these like stacked loops. Remember how I said the things lagging each other? And then this is the 100, and then the 200 may turn over. See this loop, and then the next time frame, and then the next time frame, and then this time frame. So overall, by the averages, this thing has not turned around. Now, if we go back to the daily, it shows kind of a different story a little bit. All these, I mean, look at the 350. Look how much divergence, negative divergence we have between the 350 and the 200 in this. So, in the short term, what am I expecting? These lower averages, okay, could come up and kiss the 200 on Bitcoin. Okay, but does that confirm this? Absolutely not. Okay, it could kiss. This 350 could keep coming down, and we could just have more pressure from this 350 taking this down, 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 down. So, you know, if you plotted out some of these lines, okay, let's kind of try to keep this slope. And I know this is like your slow boat. What kind of TA is this? Okay, kind of like right there. And then these, okay. I think where a lot of people are getting this 12K region is these shorter time terms will kind of kiss these lines, and then it could crab for a long time. Okay, that's February. And then kind of how I'm expecting this to play out. So let's say we kind of kiss here, and then we start crabbing, okay, and then this gives a runway for all of these averages to come down and kiss and come back and converge, and then we could possibly see the next bull run when we get these averages lined up. So again, in the short term, we could see these shorter time periods kiss the 100. And, you know, that's going to look like a pump, but it could be a very, very big bull trap. And again, if you wait on the averages, if you take anything away from this video today, if you wait on the averages for two things. Number one, to see a point of convergence, okay? And number two, for the averages to line up in parallel in descending order. you're going to have a strong confirmation, and it's going to last 1 to 3 months, and you'll have plenty of time to get in for the next bull run. So, hope you liked today's video. Like and subscribe. And as always, this is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking